Warning, the following episode is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, fellow YouTubers, and welcome back to Mass Effect 2. In the last episode, we explored pretty much the entirety of the Normandy that we can currently explore, the brand new, lovely Normandy that we can currently explore. And we went over a couple things, such as talking to a couple of our squad mates, getting a couple of mini missions that we can do whenever, such as getting some special ingredients for food, getting a bottle of wine for Dr. Chakwas, and getting some upgraded couplings for the Normandy so that maintenance gets a little easier. Other than that, we have just our normal assignments, and then we have our actual missions to do. And we're going to be starting with some of these missions by heading off to Omega, which is the first hub area of the game. Because unlike Mass Effect 1, which had 3 hub areas, Pharos, Novaria, and the Citadel, this one has a couple more, such as Omega, which is going to be the big one. As you see on here, we can recruit Archangel, recruit the Professor, and recruit the Veteran right here. Also, if we go over here, we can explore Normandy Crash Site. Now, I want to go over a couple new things on here, since this already looks a little different than Mass Effect 1. First off, right here we have a fuel depot. If we go up to it, it says that we have 0 of 1,000 fuel. Fuel is something brand new to Mass Effect, and underneath it you can also see the number of credits that we have, and underneath that you can see 10 out of 30, which are probes. And as you see on the screen, it says buy probes Y, and we have 10 of them. We're gonna buy some fuel, so we're gonna get up to, let's say that's good enough, and we have 10 probes. So let's just go up to one planet, for instance. Let's say this planet, because it's unexplored. Just like how we did in Mass Effect 1, you can check each planet, but unlike Mass Effect 1, you can scan each planet too. And in Mass Effect 1, you have a scanner like this. It says scanner results moderate, and you get 4 bars that show each of the resources that we can collect. If we hold LT, as it says in the map, we can scan for minerals right now. And this is kind of a negative thing that happened with Mass Effect, because this is how we get minerals in the game, other than simply finding them in combat. We have to scan planets and find minerals. And as you see, whenever we get close to a certain type of mineral, a peak will happen. Now, in Mass Effect 2, and something that I discovered, or something that I kind of realized, is that you don't want to search every single time like it fluctuates a little bit. You want to try and do it when it gets like over 4 or 5, or whenever like you hear it, or whenever you feel it like rumble in your hands, such as this. I'm gonna get a lot of palladium for this, but we gotta find like the peak. The peak has got to be over here somewhere, like right there. And in order to get this resources, you need to launch a probe, which is the right trigger.
Probe away. In research projects, palladium is used to upgrade heavy pistols, armor, and cybernetics.
Exactly what she said. So she's actually giving us some more explanation too. So it still says moderate. Moderate means that there's like a medium amount of minerals on this planet. And like I said, don't go for anything that's like very small rumbling like this. Go for it when you can definitely feel it rumble, or you can actually hear it rumble.
Launching probe.
Because you don't want to use a lot of probes.
Iridium is used to upgrade heavy weapons, submachine guns, and assault rifles.
You don't want to waste too many probes, because you do have to buy these probes. For instance, like look at this peak right here. I'm just right now searching for the best spot, which is right there.
Probe launched.
Still getting some palladium and iridium. Oop, there's a giant boost right there. This should probably lower our scanner results. Or not. Surprise. Nope, there's another peak right there.
Probe away.
I'm only going to do this to one planet, so don't expect me to do this for a bunch of different planets. I'll be grinding out this stuff off screen, just so I don't have to show you every single planet that we do. Just because I like to, I sometimes like to completely dry a planet of minerals.
Launching probe.
There's another bump right there.
In research projects, platinum is used to upgrade sniper rifles, shotguns, and medical equipment.
So, let's see. There should be another peak somewhere around here. Oop. There we go.
Probe launched.
See, now it dropped down to poor, which means there's not that many of these peaks left. And seeing as how we're running out of probes, we have 2 probes left. I want to try and get this planet all drained by the time we run out of probes. I'm spending 5 minutes mining a planet. I didn't think it would take 5 minutes. I got a peak somewhere over here. Oop. I just wanted to say what I want, what it should say, whenever I get to near the end of one. I mean, there's another peak somewhere on this planet, and I know it's positioned somewhere over here where we've barely gotten anything. Nope, that's not good enough to be a peak. Oop. Oh, there it is. There we go. Haha, perfect number. So we just depleted the planet's resources. Technically, it still has resources, but it's not going to give us very much. So we're only going to go till it says depleted. So let's leave orbit. And also underneath the system that you see is Sarabarik in the top left. We have a percentage number that usually tells you how many planets you've actually seen, and such as this. If we explore this planet and we haven't scanned it, we can just leave the orbit, and it'll now jump up to 80. I'm not going to do that for any more planets, just because it's going to be my way of telling when I've scanned a planet or not. But we're finally going to head over to the Omega Relay, and we'll talk about leaving systems after this. But as you see, Omega looks pretty cool. So Omega, compared to the Citadel, is the renegade Citadel, I guess. There was a lot of crime in the wards. Just assume that this is like the wards flipped. Like the main area is the wards. So let's select the only 2 squad mates we have. And we're about to touch down. Also, we have the ability to level up our squad mates now. Let's level that up and get pull. Let's level that up and overload, just because we use overload more, and I'm already leveled up fully. Now we can choose the weapons that we want. Each character pretty much gets the best weapon or the latest weapon that you picked up. So they're pretty much good. Yeah, that's good enough. There we go.
Welcome to Omega. You're new here, aren't you? I can always tell. Allow me to... Oh, hello, Mocklin. I was just...
Leave, Fargate, now.
Of course, Mocklin. Whatever she wants.
Blasted scavengers. Welcome to Omega, Shepard.
You know who I am?
Of course. We had you tagged the moment you entered the Terminus systems. You're not as subtle as you think. Aria wants to know what brings a dead Spectre to Omega. I suggest you go to Afterlife now and present yourself.
Got the attitude. I'm not here to cause problems for Omega.
Things explode around you, Shepard. You can't blame Aria for keeping an eye on you. Afterlife, now.
I'm receiving quarantine warnings about the slums where Dr. Morden Solus runs the clinic. Anticipate resistance at the transport station. I have also accessed messages between mercenary groups regarding plans to deal with the Archangel. There's a recruiting station at Afterlife that may have information on him.
So if we look at the map of Omega, which doesn't look that big, but when we start exploring it, is kind of big. We are at the Normandy, as you see down in the bottom. There's a transport depot, which we'll get into later. The Afterlife entrance. Pretty much everything that looks orangish tinted in Omega is the Afterlife. It is Afterlife. So that's a big section of the map, is Afterlife only. The shuttle to quarantine zone is a little bit more to the right of where we currently are. The apartments, there's Harrod's Emporium, Omega Market, Ken Salvage. If it has a $ next to it, that means it's a marketplace. Afterlife VIP area, we don't have access to that just yet. But if we look right in front of us, we have Zaeed, who is one of the people that we are supposed to recruit.
Please. Shut it.
please. You have to help me.
No one said you could talk, jackass.
You Zaeed Massani?
Yeah, that's me. You must be Commander Shepard. I hear we have a galaxy to save.
I assume you've been briefed?
I've done my homework. Cerberus sent me everything I needed to know.
My contacts told me we're picking up 1 man, not 2.
Batarian delinquent. Pissed off someone rich enough to hire me to go after him. And for my bring him in alive rates even.
Please. I didn't do it.
I said shut it. Tried to lead me on a chase all over the systems. He should have known better. These people always run to Omega.
What's your relationship with Cerberus?
Easy. Cerberus is paying me a lot of money to help you on your mission. That's the long and short.
Not many mercs would take a suicide mission for the pay.
Most mercs don't get an offer like the one Cerberus sent me. This mission doesn't sound like good business, but your elusive man can move a lot of credits.
Good to have you, Zaeed. We have a lot to do.
That's what they tell me. I assume the elusive man told you about our arrangement.
No. I guess he decided to leave that information out of the dossier.
Good thing I asked. Picked up a mission a little while back, just before I signed on with Cerberus. Thought you might be interested. You heard the name Vito Santiago? He's the head of the Blue Suns. Runs the whole organization. Seems he recently captured an Eldfell Ashland refinery on Zoya, and is using their workers for slave labor. The company wants it dealt with.
I'll make sure we get that done.
Good. Get it out of the way so we can concentrate on being big goddamn heroes. I better turn this thing in before it starts to stink. I'll be locked and loaded next time you're ready to get some killing done.
Yeah, he kind of seems a little bit of bad news, but he's a very powerful ally. As long as we don't make him mad, I'm pretty sure we can... Oh, now the music plays. So occasionally, when you're walking around, you'll get things like this, such as the view on Omega. And depending on what squad mates you have with you, you'll get different one of these. So for Miranda, if you have her in a party, you can get this thing.
Omega, what a piss hole. At least it keeps you on your toes. I've had to come here on normal decontamination.
So, there's the Afterlife place, which we're currently supposed to get to.
Come on, let me in.
Go on in. Aria's expecting you. What are you looking at?
Don't you have something better to do than pick fights with people you don't know?
No, just the ones who get in my face.
You see my gun. Do you really want to do this?
Fine. You're off the hook. For now. See you around.
I wonder if this person knows I've defeated death. Let's enter Afterlife now. Well, this seems like a bigger... Shh, shh, music, shut up. This seems like a bigger... a bigger Cora's Den, and that's pretty much what it is. First things first, here's a bottle of brandy. Haha! So she's gonna be happy now. Let's first go upstairs because that's where Aria is at. Right up here.
That's close enough.
Stand still.
If you're looking for weapons, you're not doing a very good job.
Can't be too careful with dead specters. That could be anyone wearing your face.
I was told you're the person to talk to if I have questions.
They're clean.
Depends on the questions.
You run Omega?
I am Omega. But you need more. Everyone needs more something, and they all come to me. I'm the boss, CEO, queen, if you're feeling dramatic. It doesn't matter. Omega has no titled ruler and only one rule. Don't fuck with Aria.
I like it. Easy to remember.
If you forget, someone will remind you.
And then I toss your sorry ass out the nearest airlock.
So, what can I do for you?
I'm looking for Morden Solus. Do you know where I can find him?
The Solarian doctor? Last I heard, he was trying to help plague victims in the quarantine zone. I always liked Morden. He's as likely to heal you as he is to shoot you.
What can you tell me about him?
Used to be part of the Solarian Special Tasks Group. He's brilliant and dangerous. Just don't get him talking. He never shuts up. If you really need to find him, take a shuttle to the quarantine zone. No guarantee they'll let you in, of course.
I'm trying to track down Archangel.
You and half of Omega. You want him dead too?
Why's everyone after him?
He thinks he's fighting on the side of good. There is no good side to Omega. Everything he does pisses someone off. It's catching up to him.
Just the kind of guy I'm looking for.
Really? Well, aren't you interesting? You're gonna make some enemies teaming up with Archangel. That's assuming you can get to him. He's in a bit of trouble right now.
What kind of trouble?
The local merc groups have joined forces to take him down. They've got him cornered, but it sounds like they're having trouble finishing him off. They've started hiring anybody with a gun to help them.
Sounds like that might be our ticket in.
They're using a private room for recruiting. Just over there. I'm sure they'll sign you up.
What can you tell me about Archangel?
Not as much as I'd like. He showed up here several months ago and started causing all sorts of problems. If you make your own laws, which everyone here does, he makes life difficult. He's reckless and idealistic. But he seems to know enough to stay clear of me.
Which merc groups are after Archangel?
Blue Suns, Eclipse, Blood Pack. They're Omega's major players. Unless they're at war, you'll never see them together. But one thing they hate more than each other is Archangel.
Do you hate Archangel?
I don't have time for hate. But I distrust them all equally. For now, I'm happy just to let them kill each other.
I appreciate the help.
See if you still feel that way when the mercs realize you're here to help him.
Sounds like I don't have much time to waste.
You've got all the time in the world. Archangel? Not so much.
So Arya T'Loak is the de facto leader of the entire Omega system area. And she said a naughty word. Which is why I have the warning symbol in the front of every episode of Mass Effect 2. Because unlike Mass Effect 1, they toned up the language and they toned up some of the violence. Kind of toned down the sexuality, actually. Hello, Anto.
You want to talk? Talk to Aria.
I can't hear you over the sound of the music. But we're going to be exploring a little bit more. Hello.
Commander Shepard? Is that you? I'd heard you were dead. I'm Helena Blake. We met a few years ago. I don't expect you'd remember. You removed 2 criminal warlords from power and persuaded me to retire. I'll never forget it.
What brings you to Omega?
What brings anyone to Omega? Opportunity, success, failure, all of the above? I find this place suits me. I can bring it a certain air of civility, I suppose.
And now you're on Omega. Once a criminal, always a criminal, eh?
Oh no, Commander. I retired. I know better than to go back on my word with you. You convinced me to turn my life around. I'm a social worker now, believe it or not.
That seems like a hopeless job in a place like this.
Quite the opposite, actually. This place needs it more than most. Doing the good work in a place like this requires that one understand how things truly work, which makes me uniquely qualified.
That's more noble than I expected.
Noble? No. It's just that someone came along a few years ago and made me see the error of my ways. You convinced me that I could use my contacts and skills for things other than smuggling and exploitation. I thank you for that.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're keeping out of trouble.
Thank you. This is all to your credit, Commander.
I have to go.
Of course. You must have more important things to do.
Aw, it's nice to see that someone that I almost threatened to kill turn their life around because of it. Good God, that door was loud. I was not ready for that door to open up. So we actually convinced...
was voted this year's hottest wedding location. Under Admiral Hackett's orders, money raised from wedding fees goes to funds for Alliance veterans.
Yes. Oop. Really? That was an advert? So here's the second level of the club. And look at this guy who's currently highlighted for some reason. Where is he? Right over here. Hello.
So, either of you ever been to the Citadel? Shepard? I heard you were dead. I had a party and everything. No hard feelings, though, huh? No, really, thanks for taking the time to chase a small-time crook off the Citadel so I could squat in this shithole for years.
And if you leave the straight and narrow, I'll be there to follow up.
Right, because you don't have planets to save and bigger shit like that. Nothing better to do than keep me down. Goddamn saviors of the galaxy, messing with a man's living. I got the message last time. I work at a shipping dock, all right? Leave me alone. So I get friendly with the whores in my off hours. So what? That's all I got left of the old days. Thanks.
Poetic justice once again. Although unlike Helena Blake, who actually turned her life around, Fish still hates us. Ooh, I have the ability to dance. Shepard shuffle time. Wave your hands in the air, and yeah. So, that's pretty much all of Afterlife, except for there's one more room down here. Fist would not be there if you killed him. Helena Blake would not be there if you killed him. What's down here?
Like, just plan for the funeral normally. During the service, someone will want to set up a meeting. He's in on it with whoever killed your family. You tear off a few of his fingers, you'll find out who did this to him.
Okay. Let's not deal with him just yet. In here, relatively nothing. Except the back door. That brings us to the other part of Omega. And here we have...
The attack on the human colony of Freedom's Progress has generated a swift but confused response. 8 vessels have been sent, but it is not clear whether there are survivors. The Council offered its sympathy, but regretted that it could not become involved in a purely human matter. Explorer ships have reported seeing vessels of an unknown make, but whose silhouette strongly resembles ancient Rathman ships.
Yes.
Ships sighted have been small scouting vessels that rapidly retreated. The Council has pledged a full investigation.
Leave, human. Tell Captain Gavon we not kill anyone today.
I don't know a Captain Gavor. Why would I tell him anything?
Not trust you. Tell Gavon we know his tricks. We not kill anyone today.
I'll just be going.
I not kill anyone today. Tell him.
This place. How can these people be left to rot like this?
You don't understand, or you don't want to?
Doesn't really matter.
No. Omega has worked this way for a very long time. No one's changing it now.
Where do those Vorches just go? I mean, I know there's a Batarian currently sitting here, poor out of his mind, but Vorches just teleported, and that's not what Vorches do. Anyway, as you might have noticed, Vorches were not in Mass Effect 1. They're not technically a new alien species, they're just one that we did not run into. There's a couple, I think there's like another alien species that's introduced in Mass Effect 2 that was technically in Mass Effect 1, but we just never saw them, or they were never mentioned at all. But here is one of the shops, and there is Ken, and he looked like he's a Quarian.
Hello there. Might I interest you in some salvage tech? Every credit goes toward a ticket to get me off this forsaken rock.
I buy a lot of parts and equipment. Maybe we can make an arrangement.
Well, you seem like a decent person, but you can't breathe a word of it to Harrod.
Of course.
Then we have a deal. Maybe I'll at least sell something to you.
What brought a nice kid like you to Omega?
My pilgrimage. What money I had got stolen within a few days, so I decided to sell salvage parts. You can see how that turned out. Harrod's forcing me to sell high, and I can't even afford a ticket off this station.
Why does Harrod control your prices?
Harrod made me swear not to undercut him, no matter what. He was here first, so it's his right. But no one will buy from me when he's so much cheaper. I can't save enough money for a ticket off the station.
How much do you need to get off Omega?
I still need 1,000 credits to pay my way, but I couldn't let you do that. This is my mistake on my pilgrimage. It's my problem.
You do realize I'm Shepard? You might not know who I am, but I have like 300,000 credits. I'm pretty sure 1,000 credits is just a small, this pocket change for me at this moment.
Here you go, 1,000 credits. Get out of here.
Thank you. With this, I can finally continue on my pilgrimage. I'm going to buy my ticket right now. Thank you again.
Yay! And you know what? His shop is still technically open. So we can buy some stuff from him. And look at this. And look at that. There's the couplings we were looking for. And as you see, these things are pretty expensive. Although this looks very nice because I get 10 plus health.
I'll take it.
Let's buy that. We actually want to buy everything, ever. Because the more upgrades we get, the more upgrades we eventually have access to later on. So, where are we currently on the map? We are right there. So let's head back upstairs. I got 10 Paragon just for giving him money, too. And this is heavy weapon ammo 1 of 5. Heavy skin weave 1 of 5. So you can get 5 of those heavy skin weaves. And there should be some more shops here somewhere. Right here. Omega Market. It says right there. Marsh. There's a market right there.
I might have something here for humans. Not much.
I'm in the mood to spend some money, but I think I can find better stuff elsewhere.
You won't find a better selection anywhere. Unless you're willing to risk the black market.
I'd rather deal with you than give money to those thieves. You sure we can't make a deal?
Look, I can't compete with the black market. I have to make a profit. I'll do what I can, but don't tell anyone or I'll lose my shirt.
So you can make deals with pretty much every barter person on the system, so you can get cheaper deals and things. So this is some armor that you can buy. This is actually a ship that you can buy. By ship, I mean one of those model ships that you can buy. Here is a magazine. Let's buy this because it's only 4 credits. And sniper rifle damage, storm speed. Well, this is cheap, so let's just buy it.
We can use
50,000 credits. It's pretty expensive. And that message right there is not from that apparent alien porn mag that we just bought, but from the armor we bought and the bottle ship we bought. So here's Harrod.
Tentatively excited. Welcome, human. What can I get for you?
What kinds of things do you sell here?
Friendly, salvaged parts. All kinds. Mostly legitimate. With pride, my prices are the lowest anywhere on the station. You won't find salvage cheaper than mine.
I have things to do.
Courteously, have a fine day. Take a look at my kiosk if you want to buy anything.
You see his little cigar? It's in his mouth. I didn't notice. I don't think I noticed that the first couple playthroughs I had. I noticed it on the last playthrough I had in Mass Effect 2, and I just started laughing because it's one of those things that you should have noticed if you pay attention to the characters and not the text. Not to mention, it's a cigar stuck in one of his little mouth flaps. That's a visor. There's a Geth ship model. All right, that last news message that just played was from the UNC hostage one that we dealt with in Mass Effect 1, with Chairman Burns helping the biotics. Oops. And that just talked about Kate. Oh. All right, I think it's time to move on. Got this guy right here, though.
End is not.
So let's head over. There is where we're supposed to be going, but we're just gonna end back up here because it's been about 32 minutes, and we have technically now explored the entirety of Omega because we're right back over here. So on the next episode, so I think this is pretty much what we're gonna stop right here. So we've done quite a bit. We scanned a planet, got Zaeed to be a squad mate, went and talked to Aria. She gave us a little bit more information on where we can find Mortis and Archangel. Explored the rest of the area, bought pretty much everything that there was, just because we are rolling in the dough. And then we came back over here. So we have a couple things now to do. Now that we have, I think, the ice brandy and the couplings, we still need to go to the Citadel to buy those ingredients, so we'll just wait to give him that. But the professor, we now have to go enter the quarantine zone, and search for Morden there. And also for Archangel, which we can also do if we want. We need to head to the recruiter that's in Afterlife, talk to him and join the Merc so that we can, slyly join the Mercs so we can betray them at the end while we find Archangel. So, on the next episode of Mass Effect 2, we're going to be doing the Professor. The dossier, we're going to be doing the Professor mission, where we're going to be getting Dr. Morden Solis as a member of our squad. So, until next time, oh God, Shepard. Until next time, hopefully you enjoy. Well, I failed the turbo, the beginning turbo. Alright, items. Oh, I didn't get one. Get out of the way. Boxes here. They give you Wumpa fruit. The more Wumpa fruit you have, I took a secret. Already a box. The more Wumpa fruit you have, the faster you'll go. When you get to 10 Wumpa fruit, your items will change. And you'll become juiced up. Oh, I hit crash. Alright, so I had a TNT. If that lands on your head,